Good morning, guys. All right, switched iPads because believe it or not, I've actually done this video twice now. Twice. First time, I messed up. I started saying some words and I got my tongue all tied and I was like, oh, that makes no sense. You're going to confuse them. You need to stop. So I started to redo it. And then my iPad died. And I didn't realize it. Mrs. Froman just kept talking. Yeah, she didn't get any of it. So here's number 3, trying with a new iPad. So hopefully third time's a charm, and Boo Boo does not have to come out because I don't want Boo Boo today. Alrighty, guys. So in math, we have been working on, I'm going to skip this back for just a minute. We've been working on length, and length is how long something is. So in years past and long time ago, people used to use whatever they had on that they could use to measure. Like yesterday, what did I use to measure? I used a cube. So yes, you can use all sorts of material that you can use to be able to measure something. And that is okay, as long as you tell somebody what it is you're using to measure with. But it kind of got a little bit confusing as years went on, and to know what you were using and how big that was. Like, for instance, we do our horses. We use our hands. So, like, if you're going to say how tall a horse is, you would say he's 14 hands tall or he's 13 hands tall, and it's how many hands you have on top of each other. But, as you can imagine, your hand and my hand are different lengths. So, that became a problem. So we wanted what we call a universal, that means everybody uses it and everybody knows what it is, way to measure things. And that's when we came up with like the inches, the centimeters, and the millimeters. And we came up with different tools. The one we use in our classroom the most that has ways to measure is the ruler. Ironically and crazily, I don't have a ruler here in my house, but I do have this guy. This guy is also another tool that people use to measure, and he is called a tape measure. It's right there in the name. He is called a tape measure. And when you look at the tape measure, let me see if I can click him. There we go. What do you notice about this tape measure? He has numbers on him. He has lots of numbers. And I can hear some of you. I can hear you. My dad has one of those. My mom has one of those. Yes, absolutely. We tend to have these because there's times we really do need to know how long something is or how tall something is. We need to measure it. So this is a great way to do it. And each one of these numbers shows us in between them, like that. You can't really tell he's a 1 because this guy right here is in the way, but that's actually the number 1. So like in between the number 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 3 and 4, those are what we call an inch. It is an inch long in between those two numbers. And if you notice, there's other little lines and stuff there as well. That's when we get the centimeters or the millimeters. Okay, so this is a way that we are able to measure so that everybody knows. So if I told you it is 6 inches long, you would know it is that long. It would be that long. So that way, if I said it's 6 hands long, whose hands? Your hands? My husband's hands? Whose hands? We don't know. So this way we all know what we're working with, okay? So yes, this is called a tape measure. I love tape measures, and not because of what you think. He's kind of... There we go. I love tape measures because they're fun to play with. Don't do this at home because trust me, the dads get so mad. They get so mad. But a tape measure is really cool because it sucks itself back in. It comes right back. You can pull it, let go, and it comes right back. It is so cool, but be very, very careful because if you're holding it like this and you do it, he will bite your finger, and it does not feel good. It hurts. So be careful if mom or dad lets you play with it to show you how it works. It's kind of cool. But be careful with your finger, and only do it if mom or dad says you can. Because we tend to start to break these. They're very thin. And that tends to make mom and dads a little upset. So yes, make sure you ask before you can see, or let them show you how it works. But it's kind of neat. I can pull it out. I can keep pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling. And as soon as I let go, though, it sucks it all right back in. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. So, alrighty, guys. So that is a tape measure, and that is a universal form of measurement that we all use. We know how to use that. We know what it means when you say 6 inches long. All right. So yesterday we kind of started doing some measuring. Today we're going to start. What was it I was using to measure? A cube. You got it. I was using a cube to do my measurements because I don't have the paper clip. But I don't know. I don't know what I have here anymore. I don't know. So I use a cube. So now I'm going to scoot you guys a little closer. You can't really see him very well. Let me see if I can scoot him down. There's a little better. I have a pin hanging up there. I have a pin that's hanging up there. And I want to measure our pin. So a good thing that we can do when we're measuring is to predict how many cubes long it is. A prediction is a educated guess. It's a good guess. Now, if I were to say, about how many cubes long do you think this pin is? Would you say 400? I hope you wouldn't say 400. Why? Because we know very, very, very well there's no way 400 cubes are going to fit on that. They're not going to be 400 long. So that's not a prediction. That's a crazy guess. That's not an educated guess. So we want to, when we make a prediction, we want to make an educated guess. So if I were to kind of look here and see, okay, there he is. About how many long do you think it is? Okay, I'm hearing some 4s, some 5s. Ooh, 10. 10's too many, I bet. 10's going to be too many, but let's find out. Alrighty, my prediction, I think maybe 5. I'm thinking 5. Let's see. Because I can see it better than you guys too, though. So that's not really fair. I can see it a little better than you. But my prediction is 5. So let's find out. I've got to measure my pin. Okay. Let me start this. You tell me what I got to do. Oh, yep. Lay it down. Make my mark. Sweet. 1. Make my mark. Sweet. 2. 1. 2. No. What's wrong? I made my mark. I moved it over. Oh, I'm cheating. Oh, I would never. Okay, yeah, I was. I was cheating. Yes, I was cheating because I didn't start where? I've got to start at the beginning. I got to line up my ends. So then I can make my mark. There's 1. There's 2. Ooh. There's 3. Ooh, I don't know if I'm going to get 5. There's 4. Ooh, it's going to be close. Oh! It's maybe a little bit long, but that's pretty close. Oftentimes, they don't measure exactly, but as long as you're pretty close, we still count it as 5. You got it. Okay, guys, so how many cubes long is my pin? It is 5 cubes. You got it. So if I ask, measure this pin and tell me how long it is. What is its length? You would respond, why, Mrs. Froman, this pin is 5. Not monkeys, huh? No, there were no monkeys involved. I tell you. 5 cubes long. You got some funny guys out there. I hear you funny people. Yes, this pin is 5 cubes long. Alrighty, guys. Good job. Okay. We're going to step it up now. Alright. And drop. That's the most fun part there is. We are now going to do one of our, and this was giving me trouble earlier too. Let me stick him on there. Okay. Make sure he stays there. Okay, good deal. There we go. Awesome. Okay. Ooh. We have a pin. Or we have a book. We had a pin. Now we have a book. We need some predictions. Do we think this book is going to be longer or shorter than this pin? Do we think it's going to be longer or shorter than this pin? Okay. Ah, yes. We can kind of tell. It's going to be longer. It's going to be longer. Okay, so now if you're going to predict how many cubes long this book is, what would you predict? 3. I predict 3. That's a bad prediction? That's not a bad prediction. You're right, though. It wasn't a very educated prediction, was it? Okay. Because if I know how many cubes long was the pen? He was 5. Okay, if he's 5, and I can see this is longer than him, is my number going to be a number smaller than 5? No. We know it's going to have to be bigger than 5. Okay, very good. All right, thanks for catching me on that. My new prediction is 25 cubes. No, that's also not a good prediction? Why not? Well, that's true. 25 is a lot bigger than 5. Oh, and this book is not a lot bigger than this pen. Okay. Well, then, what do you think? I'm going to let you guys predict. What do you think? How many cubes long do you think this book will be? Okay. I'm hearing some 6. 10. 10. 7s. Okay. Not bad predictions, guys. Not bad predictions. Okay, I think I like the 7. Those of you that said 7, good call. I think I'm going to go with you. I think I'm going to agree with your prediction. I'm going to say 7. All right, there's only a way to tell, though. We got to figure it out. Okay, so you tell me what's the first thing I have to do. What is the very first thing I need to do? I've got to line them up. Good job, guys. I've got to line them up. I've got to put him where he is right there at the edge. Their edges need to line up. Okay, then what do I do? Make my mark. Boom. There's my 1 cube. Awesome. Now what do I do? Line them back up. You got it. Line them back up and keep going. There is my 2. Keep on going. 3. Oh, he is long. 4. 5. Hey, we've reached the pin. We've reached the pin. There's the pin's length. We knew it was longer than the pin, though. Good call. Good call. I'm keeping going. There's my 6. And there's my 7. Excellent prediction, guys. Excellent prediction. That one almost looks like a little number. There we go. Excellent prediction. All right, so if I were to say, my children, how long is this book? What would your response be? This book is how long? Nice. Yes, this book is 7 cubes long. 7 cubes. There we go. Long. You can't see that. You can't see that at all. All right, let's get it back. That's a little better. That's a little better. It is 7 cubes long. You got it, guys. Okay, so on some of our homework that I've been getting in, I'm going to move this stuff out of the way now. I'm going to move that out of the way. I kind of wanted to talk about something that I saw from a few of you, and it was like, oh, yeah, that's why I love when you guys start sending me your assignments, because I'm like, totally forgot to mention that, because that is something that we tend to do, is we confuse big and small with short and long. So if I were to tell you, place these items in order from shortest to longest, but I had this. Okay, this one's not a shortest to longest. This one is a, oh, sorry guy, dude. Chopped off his face. I chopped off his face. This would be a biggest to smallest or smallest to biggest, because when I kind of measure these across, these guys are kind of the same length. They take up the same amount of space. So this is not a how long is something. This is a how big or small something is. Okay. And I forget what that is. I'm like, oh yeah. Got to remember that. So to measure length, it's how long something is. We have to have a difference here, okay, with all of our items. Has to be how long they are, okay? Otherwise, what I'm seeing looks really, really good. Really, really good. And so, we have one more assignment. That's today. Tomorrow, I think. And then next week we have the test. We're done with this unit, and then we're going to start double-digit addition. I'm going to give Mom and Dad, I'm going to send out a little bit of a writing about that because, trust me, your Mom and Dad are going to want to cry. They're going to want to cry because they do not know how to do this. You're going to know something that Mom and Dad don't. Look at you, you smart people. So you'll have to be patient with them. You'll have to be patient with them. It's hard to learn new things. We know that, don't we? We know that it's hard to learn new things. So we'll be patient with Mom and Dad as they have to try to learn how to do it too. So it's going to be different for them. But we can all have patience with each other. Other thing, our Zoom meeting tomorrow is going to get changed. Mrs. Froman totally forgot. I had a lady ask if I could come and help her, and I said, sure, I'll be there. And she asked to be there at 4, and I was like, sure, I'll be there at 4. And then I was like, uh-oh, I can't be there. Oh, no. So we are moving our Zoom meeting tomorrow to 1 o'clock. Okay, so tomorrow's our Zoom day. I will send out that link again on Facebook, just in case, so we don't have to scroll through everything to find it. But otherwise, keep working hard, guys. We'll talk to you later. Bye.